So in previous video we have analyzed the 3D structure. Now we'll see a design of the structure. So click on design and you can go for concrete frame design. You can just click on view or revise preferences. And the default code is IS456 and default provisions has been already provided here. If you want to change any of these things, you can change here. Okay, the default factor of safety for steel and concrete is 1.5 for concrete and 1.15 for steel. Okay, these all are provided already, and click on OK, and again go for design and just go for concrete frame. So you can just go for select design combinations here, and whatever the combinations you want to provide. Since it is a frame, as per IS456 we can design for the frame, so those combinations has been already assigned. In case if you are not getting these combinations here, say for example they are at the left side of the list. Okay, so in that case simply select the required combinations by using the control, and just you can click on this option. Okay, so let us click on OK, and then go for design again, concrete frame design, and just click on start design or check. Okay, so click on this option, and you can see that some yellow lines are being highlighted here for whatever the members the design has been running there. Yes, so the design has been completed, and we can see that we got some values here. Okay, so let us go for some front elevation view here, elevation view, and let us check for first elevation, apply and OK, and see we got different values for AST here. Okay, and since in the middle here the load has been coming more, the column AST is more here. Okay, and these are showing the beam AST. Okay, and after completion of the design we can go for detailing. So click on detailing, and if you want to see the reinforcement for different type of like longitudinal reinforcement and transverse reinforcement, that can be shown here. So just go for the design menu again and go for concrete frame designing. So I'm just showing the display design info. Okay, so right now we have seen the longitudinal reinforcement here. So if I want to go for shear reinforcement, click on shear reinforcement, and we can see the shear reinforcement here since I activated this view here. And if you want to see the rebar percentage, how much percentage has been provided here, so minimum has to be provided. So the minimum rebar, AST has been provided, percentage of AST. And if you want to see the design input, design sections or design type, whatever you have provided as input, you can see that one here. If you want to see the plan view, just activate and go for plan view, click on story 4, apply and OK. So in this window previously as I kept show only selected objects, so only the first elevation line has been shown there. So you can click on show all objects and you can see the design sections provided there. Okay, live load factors. Okay, so whatever the factors has been taken for that. Okay, and effective length factors, etc., all has been provided here. Okay, similarly you can go for design output and whatever you want to see there. Okay, beam column capacity ratios, etc. If you are getting all this in the output, you can just check for these all the things. Okay, and after cross checking these all the things, you can go for detailing, and you can go for concrete component preferences for beam, column, slab. Okay, I'm going for beam, and here under beam the prefix will be CB, whatever the detailing components you are going to get. Okay, and automatically group similar beams. So whatever the similar beams are there, or the detailing which is coming same for similar beams, that will be auto group there. And if you want to see the section naming, framing plans after the detailing, you can just check this one, or sequence number also can be shown there. Okay, let us keep the sequence number and click on OK, or you can go for columns and you can change the requirements here, like label prefix. If you want to rechange that, you can just change the prefix here. Okay, so after setting these all the things, click on OK and go for detailing, and under this you can go for rebar selection rules for beams and columns. Okay, so what is the minimum and maximum values you want to give, etc., that has been provided here. Okay, so for columns is also provided here, and you can see that non-seismic and seismic, there are two types. Okay, let us go for non-seismic, and we got the results like we got the longitudinal bars and stirrups here, and if you want to change, you can just change it here. Okay, the zone A, zone B, zone C can be seen in the detailing bar, I mean like detailing drawing over there. I will explain it there. So what is the smallest bar you want to provide? Say for example, I want to select 12 for all the zones. There are different zones here. Okay, so that can be shown in the figure. So you can change the minimum things or the maximum reinforcement sizes you want to apply there like this. So you can just select from the list. And similarly, largest size and preferred bar size, minimum number of bars obviously we require 2. Okay, and the minimum spacing and maximum spacing I want to provide 300. Just go for 300 here. 300. Just I'm using right arrow to change that one. Okay, so similarly you can go for columns. Okay, the smallest bar is 14 here. I want to provide 12 here. So just go for option and change it for 12. Okay, so like this you can just change the requirements and click on OK. And after that you can go for details and click on start detailing, and the detailing will be applied. So detailing is in process, and automatically we are going to get the another window that is detailing, that is floor framing plan. Okay, and there is 2 sections provided on this frame. Okay, that is A and as well as B here. Okay, and we can see the beam cross sections and the prefix like is CB1 S2. Okay, so these has been grouped together. 5 CB1 S2 is one group. Okay, and 5 CB S2 is one group. Okay, so that is indicating the grouping of beams. Okay, and if you want to observe the details, so under detailing option here under model explorer, we are going to have the detailing option, and you can simply expand the drawing sheet, reinforcement gauge views and drawing sheet. So under drawing sheet component views, you can go for standard details. So you are going to have the list of drawings we got. Okay, double click on the list of drawings, and whatever the drawings available for this model will be shown as a list here. Cover sheet, general notes, and floor framing plans, concrete column schedules, and similarly seismic schedule and concrete column layout. Okay, so now similarly typical column beam elevation. How do we get the beam elevation? So since I said there are different zones now, so we are going to get this one. So let us close this window and go for this beam elevation. We can see that there are different zones here. Okay, zone A is indicated from here to here. Similarly zone B. Okay, and the depth is indicated by H, and the gap is provided by A and F here. Okay, like top cover, bottom cover, typical overlapping. Okay, so simply you can see the notes if you don't understand any of these things from the elevation drawing. So like you can see that for typical lap C note 5. So lap splices shall be enclosed by hoop stirrups. Okay, so what does it indicate are given in the notes format below. Okay, so this whole thing is shown in the tabular format, and there are different cross sections like beam A, beam section B, and beam section C. Okay, so typical floor plan, and for different sections how we are going to get the beams has been shown in the section. Okay, and you can go for typical column section or column elevation also. Here also we are going to have the different zones. Okay, ties zone A, ties zone B, and ties zone C, and whatever the column H1 is provided, typical lapping length. Okay, that is splicing. Okay, so this is the typical column reinforcement. Okay, and what are the different zones available is shown in the concrete column typical elevation. Okay, now you can go for the beam details, concrete details, and schedule table. So just click on this. We will be getting table for different beams there. Okay, 5CB1, 5CB3. There are different beam IDs, and they just we can see at what span they have provided, what was the length of them, and what are the cross sections applied for them. And at different zones we got the different reinforcements here. Okay, how much reinforcement is provided. Okay, and similarly what is the stirrups taken there. Okay, and at what spacing they have provided, etc. All this will be shown in this table. Okay, and similarly you can go for the column details. Click on the frame plans if you want to see the column base, column planning. Here you can go for this option. Okay, and similarly you can go for schedule and tables. Again you are going to get the column table here. So for different stories, what is the column size you have provided, what is the column section. Okay, So you can see the 450 by 450 mm, and what are the bars provided here, that is ties zone A, zone B, zone C, and column size again. Okay, so like we have seen the elevation of the column, in the same manner it has been provided, and these are indicating the longitudinal bars in the columns, that is 16 bars, 12 bars of 16 diameter has been provided there. Okay, and if you want to see the 3D views of this, you can go for reinforcement, cage views, and beam. So just select some random beam and you can see the case section view here. So we are going to get the 3D render view like this. Okay, so this has been the section for something. I have selected 4CB3 like that. Okay, similarly you can cross check for columns also. You can go for columns option, expand it, and just select the random column over there. I mean, it is a group actually, CC1, CC2 are nothing but groups. Okay, so just rotate your screen by using cursor and we can see how the columns are provided there with the stirrups. Okay, so different zones of ties are present. In the middle the spacing has been different, and at the ends the spacing has been different. Okay, so here the overlapping has been done. You can just zoom in and you can see the rendered view or the cage view of the reinforcement provided there. Okay, and of course, so whatever you are going to see, you can simply rotate it like this. Okay, and you can just zoom it and we got this rendered view. Either you can just use this zoom in zoom out option, or you can use the panning of the screen. Okay, so in this way we have done the detailing for the 3D structure.